One thing that frustrates me is seeing people in relationships where their partners clearly don't care or aren't genuinely affectionate, yet they still accept treatment that isn't right. My aim is not to make them feel bad or blame themselves, but to help them get out of this situation and provide some enlightenment so they can improve. We all know how unhealthy relationships can negatively impact mental and emotional well-being, as well as life in general. This video isn't intended to bash anyone. In every relationship, there are good people, bad people, and some who might not be suitable but could become better at another time. However, it's important to recognize that they may not be the right person for you. The key is that we just want to raise awareness because some of you might need a wake-up call. Now, some people might not be experiencing this right now, but who knows what the future holds? Anyone can get trapped in such situations. Even village leaders' children can find themselves stuck. So, the point of this video is to help you reduce the chances of that happening, or if you're already in such a situation, hopefully this can assist you in getting out and moving towards a better place. Now, let's discuss the signs that indicate your partner doesn't value you. One sign that your partner doesn't respect you is when they don't honor the boundaries you set. There's a quote that says, "A lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect." However, the tricky part about this quote is that if you never establish boundaries at the start, it's unfair to assume every action as a sign of disrespect. Do you understand what I mean? There are indeed things that clearly represent disrespect, but people have different perceptions of how relationships should function. The way people interact, even how they talk to their partners, can vary widely. For instance, someone might grow up in an environment where speaking in an aggressive tone is common in relationships, so they don't see it as a problem. But for you, coming from a different background, that might clearly be considered impolite. This is why it's important to discuss these boundaries from the start. Don't assume everything will change automatically. You need to talk about this as soon as possible so that you both know each other's expectations in the relationship. One good way to do this is to discuss hypothetical situations when you first get to know each other. For example, you might ask, if one day I come home from work and you can't pick me up and a male or female friend offers to give me a ride, would that be considered disrespectful in our relationship? For some people, the answer might be clear, no problem. But remember, there are those with different views. Some might feel that getting a ride from someone else is okay, while others may consider it an insult. Another example is if you're a girl and you ask your boyfriend, "Honey, how would you feel if I went on vacation with my friends?" Not just girlfriends, but male friends too. For some people, the idea that a girl going on vacation with her friends is unacceptable might feel like an invitation for a world war. On the other hand, some guys might be totally fine if their partner goes out with friends because they believe that a vacation can be enjoyable without causing problems. And that's not an issue. The important thing is that we need to talk about these boundaries from the beginning. If you dislike something, just explain it. If your partner agrees, then you don't need to argue. The key is to establish boundaries. Of course, some might think that having good intentions will have an impact, but as long as there is clear communication about it, it's not a problem. What becomes a problem is if they consistently ignore what you say and do what they want without considering your feelings. That's a clear sign of disrespect. So make sure to set boundaries, see if your partner respects them, and discuss everything openly. Next, another sign that your partner doesn't value you is when they only do everything for themselves, but don't feel the need to do the same for someone who just wants to take advantage of them. Typically, these people are skilled at selecting targets. They often look for signs of low self-esteem, insecurity, or doubt within someone. If you display signs of that, they will find it easier to enter your life and start taking advantage of you. However, one of the best ways to ward off manipulators or opportunists is to have self-confidence. A confident person who knows their worth will be harder to exploit. Sometimes, people who are overly independent or always willing to give everything to their partner can attract someone who just wants to take. For example, Someone who constantly shows they can do everything alone might attract a type of partner who thinks, wow, they can stabilize my life. I don't need to worry about it. Conversely, a partner who is nice to everyone can become a target for those looking to take advantage. Another sign that your partner doesn't respect you is when they are unwilling to set boundaries with others. This often becomes a problem, especially in relationships with close individuals like family or friends. Sometimes, people haven't learned how to balance their relationships with their parents and their partner. For instance, there are those who believe parents should always come first, even if it sometimes undermines the respect due to their partner. This is not just about parents, but also friends and colleagues. Some people think it's normal to have many friends of the opposite sex, but that can become an issue. The final sign that is just as important is when your partner asks for large amounts of money but never gives anything in return. This often happens, especially at the beginning of a relationship or when there is no commitment yet. A partner who is genuinely serious usually doesn't want to appear needy, especially regarding money. If they have asked for that, it's a huge red flag. Usually, people like this only see you as a source of benefit, whether it's money, a place to stay, or even a vehicle. Don't let yourself become a target for a partner who just wants to use you for their gain. The tip is to not give more than you can afford to lose. If they keep asking, you should find a way to get out of that situation before it gets worse. Don't expect them to change. Focus on how you can take care of yourself and limit your losses. The key is to ensure that you only give to those who genuinely reciprocate and aren't just taking advantage of you. If there's anything I've missed that you think is very important, please add it in the comments. What signs do you think indicate that someone doesn't value you?